Alright, so I'm going to be showing you how to make a 6-petal flower. Alright, now the first thing you got to know is that you don't want to inflate the balloon all of the way. You want to leave a little bit of tail. And if you notice, I'm burping the balloon too. I'm letting a lot of pressure out of it because I want it to be kind of mushy. We're going to be putting a lot of twists in this balloon. If we have too much air, there's going to be too much air pressure and it's going to pop. Alright? Now what we're going to do is we're going to fold the balloon in half. And we're looking for the halfway point. Not halfway through the balloon, but halfway through the inflated part of the balloon. So I'm going to put both ends together. I'm going to reach out, and I'm going to put a little bend in the balloon. That's going to make it really easy to divide it in half. Twist once, and now because it didn't inflate the balloon all the way, I've got a little bit of a tab here, and I've got the nozzle. I can tie these two together. Now I've got a loop. This side right here usually has a little less air pressure in it than this one, and that's not going to be a problem. That'll actually help us out. Alright, so we're going to take this loop, and we need to divide it into thirds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it and fold it over against my body, and I'm going to look for the halfway point. Once I find halfway between here and here, then I'm dividing it into even thirds. I'm going to grab this point right here and twist. You got to hold on to this. If you let go of it, it's going to come untwisted. Now I need to find the halfway point again through the remaining part of the balloon. I do that once again by folding it over to find the halfway point. Grab it and twist. Now I've got a series of links right here, and you can't hold it out in front of you because this can come untwisted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this over in a Z formation, like that. See? This is how you would make a pumpkin or a pack of hot dogs. Now this is the part that gets most people. I've got a set of corners here and a set of corners here. I'm going to kind of twist them together. And then what I've got to do is I've got to get this set of corners over to here. Do it slowly. And move the balloons a little bit to get a bend in them. And that'll make it less likely that they'll pop. Remember, if one petal pops, then you've got a 5-petal flower, which looks pretty good too. So a lot of times if one petal pops, it still looks fine. I'm going to push these together, and I'm going to grab the whole thing with my hands like that. This leaves my right hand free, which I can use to grab it and twist. Straighten it out. Now, another thing that you can do to make it look a little nice is kind of turn a little bit. Put the whole thing in kind of a twist, sort of a spiral pattern. That'll make more of a flower look to it. Now I've got a stem here. Once again, not inflated all the way. I'm going to make some petals. And all I need to do to get the stem through the balloon, through the flower, is to put a twist in it and push that up at the end, kind of like a poodle's tail. What that gives me is a little area right here where there isn't much air, and that can be pushed inside anywhere between the petals, and that gives you a flower. Now what I'm going to do is do the exact same thing a second time, but I can show you how you can vary this a little bit. What I'm going to do is instead of using one balloon, I'm going to use 3. Still going to use the same process though. Still going to find the halfway point, tie it off, but instead of trying to divide this into 3 sections, I'm going to actually make 3 sections out of 3 different balloons, 3 different colors as well. So I'm going to put a twist in like before, loop it through, and make something kind of like a chain. Alright, let's do a 3rd color. Halfway point again, loop it through, tuck it right up in there, and make a chain. So this looks a lot like what we had before, but it's bigger now, right? But still it's the same idea, 3 loops, which we can fold over in a Z pattern. This is a lot less likely to pop and has a lot more color impact. So once again, I've got these 2 ends here that I'm pushing together. Once I grab the whole thing with my left hand, I got my right hand free, and I can twist it around. At that point, I can do the exact same thing with the stem again. put a couple leaves in it here. Pop it out to the end where I got this little bit of a gap here. Pop that right up in the middle here. But this one will take a little more straightening out, but you can still have the same effect. There you go. 3-colored flower, much larger. Same idea. Thanks.